Hello, everyone. It is a lovely, snowy Sunday. So I hope you've been taking the opportunity to relax, to enjoy your weekend. I definitely did not do anything crazy today. Not too much activity outside at all. This morning I went out and looked at the street and I was like, well, the roads are plowed, but the snow is continuous. So it felt like it wasn't a very good idea to venture outside. So I just stayed in. But the silver lining to that is that one, you get this really lovely, like, kind of get out of jail free card to relax and not feel bad about it. And two, I was able to really read a bunch. I've been on this kick. So that's felt really lovely and relaxing and perfect. So hope you enjoyed a really lovely Sunday as well. Hey, Molly. So let's go ahead and get started for our Mellow Out Sunday. We'll keep it super chill, I promise. And you hold me to it if I start getting not chill. All right, so let's start with just this left leg crossed in front of right. Hey, Manasi. And relax your arms down by your side somewhere. I like to keep them on my lap, but if you prefer to have them on the floor, that's perfect. Whatever feels natural to you, comfortable to you is perfect. And then take a moment here, close down your eyes, settle yourself into your space, empty out your lungs. Inhale, feel that length, the sides of your body all the way reaching up through the crown of your head. Breathe deep. On your exhale, maintain that length. Soften your brow. Relax your cheeks. Lower your shoulders down away from your ears. Do that again. Full deep inhale. Beautiful, long, slow exhale. Good. Gently tuck your chin in toward your chest. Maintain the length in your spine. Slowly roll your head over to your left shoulder and take your time here. Okay. Allow your head to roll over your left shoulder. And then check in how tall, how lifted your spine is as you allow your head to gently roll back. And there may be some resistance as you let your head fall back. Take your time to work through it. Feel free to pause, to stay in a particular spot or spots for a little bit longer. Then continue until your head rolls over to your right shoulder. Nice and slow. Chin back toward your chest. And then once you've landed there, take a full deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your nose. Slowly roll your head over to your right shoulder. And truly take the time so you feel the gentle shift of the stretch through the back of your neck, the side of your neck. Feel it make its way toward your throat as you let your head roll back. Really allowing yourself to experience even those bits of potential tensiony feelings. Work your way through them, pausing anywhere along the way. Eventually, your head over to your left shoulder. Check in, relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And eventually, take your time. Let your chin roll back toward your chest. And once you're there, take a pause. Still you sit up tall, full deep inhale. Long, slow exhale. Beautiful. Keeping your eyes closed, gently lean back and just switch out your legs real quick. So your right leg crossed in front of your left. You can keep your eyes closed. Take an inhale, reach your arms up high toward the ceiling. Go lift. You can feel the sides of your body very long as you reach your fingers up toward the ceiling. On your exhale, lower your right hand down toward your hip onto the floor. And then send your left arm up and over for a nice little side body stretch. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Take one more breath. Lift up on your right hand side. Exhale, reach your left fingers up and out a little bit farther. Good, and we'll stay here. Take your left palm and start to swim it farther back behind you. All right, swim it farther back. And then once you're just about reaching for the floor, swim it all the way forward again, still trying to reach back as far as possible until you're back into your side body stretch. We'll do that again. Take your time, take your palm, flip it, and like you're pushing a wave all the way back. Find your good resistance, and then once your fingers are just about toward the floor, bring your arm all the way back up, feeling the openness in your chest, your shoulder as you return to the side body stretch. Stay lifted on your right hand side. You have two more like this. Take your left palm and push out that resistance. Good. Nice. And then once your hand is just about reaching the floor, return it. Open your chest, open your shoulders, squeeze your blade. Back into the side body stretch. Yes, your final round then. Inhale, go push. Face your palm out, push, push, push. See if you can squeeze your blades even closer. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then gently return. Reach, palm faces up. You're back into your side body stretch. Hold, good. And then from this place, we'll face our right leg. So you're going from this open position to a square over your right leg, and just lower your left hand down. Your both hands now on either side of your right leg. Start to find a gentle hinge. This might mean just a little bit of a lean forward. You don't have to go all the way down. Just finding a little bit of this forward fold as you face your right leg. Find your long spine. We'll be here for just 2 more breaths. So inhale, find a little bit more length out through your neck, out through the crown of your head, yes. And on your exhale, maybe you hinge a little bit deeper, right? Still a lot of activity holding you up. 1 more breath. Inhale, go lengthen. So nice. Exhale, hinge just a little bit deeper. Good. From this place, we'll again open up. So extend your left arm forward and then open up, return to where we were. It's that side body stretch. And gently switch your sides. So drop your left hand down and reach your right arm up and over. So first we just find this side body stretch. And use your left hand against the floor to keep yourself supported so there's never this complete meltdown on your left hand side. All right, so take an inhale, lift up on your left. Exhale, maybe you reach your right arm up and out a little bit farther. Perfect. 1 more time, inhale, lift up on your left hand side. And go reach just a little bit farther, nice. All right, we're staying in this place for a little bit. Take your right palm and push, like this imaginary wave. You push it out back behind you. Find that resistance. Good. Open up your shoulder, your chest. Once your hand just about hovers above the floor, lift it all the way back up. So find your widest circle and then return to your side body stretch. Very good. Again, take the time. You push out the air. Push out that wave, find your resistance, squeeze your blade. Yes. And then bring it all the way back up. Lift, lift, lift. And return to your side body position. We have 2 more times. Keep it nice and seamless. Push, push, push. Open your chest, open your shoulders. Good. Good, and then return it. Palm facing up, squeeze your blade, wide, wide circle. Side body stretch again. Last time here, go inhale, push this palm out. Maybe reach your pinky finger even farther back out behind you. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yes. And gently lift it all the way back up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yes, you return to that side body stretch. Hold. Nice. From this place, we're going from this open position to a squaring up, right? So squaring up over your left leg. Allow this right hand just to frame your left knee and hinge a little bit, maintaining the length in your spine, top of your head all the way out your tail. And from here, we'll take 2 breaths. However much you want to hinge is perfect. Lengthen on your inhale. On your exhale, preserve as you maybe bend your arms a little bit. Allow yourself to forward fold. A lot of activity, strong spine. 1 more breath. Inhale, go lengthen. Good. Stretching you apart. Exhale, maybe hinge just a little bit deeper. Nice. All right, to come out of it, we'll return to our side body stretch. So opening up again. Oops, you bring your arm forward again. And then open up one more time. Find your stretch. And gently lift yourself all the way up. Good. From this place, let's bring our legs, just your knees up facing the ceiling. Give our hips a little bit of a rest. And we'll take these hands and move them into circles for our wrists, right? So move in one direction, and then let's move just in the other direction. Nice, super nice and easy. And then let's take a pause. Show me your right palm, right? So palm facing out, and then use your left hand to pull your forefingers back. Your right arm might be bent, it might be straight. It totally is whatever feels better for you. Relax your shoulders down. And maybe experiment with that pull of your left fingers against your right. What offers you the better stretch? All right, maybe bent arm, maybe straight arm. You find a good place. We'll hang out here for just 4 more counts. Play around with that. Find what makes sense for you. Continue to find that active pull of your fingers against your right fingers. Nice. All right, let's gently release these fingers, and we'll grab onto the thumb side and give yourself a gentle pull back as well. So huge stretch sort of in this palm area, right, the butt of your palm. And maybe this is a lot already. For me, I feel all the things simply by pulling my thumb back. But you can also absolutely experiment with a straightening or bending of your arm. For me, this doesn't make much of a difference, so I'm just gonna hang out in one place. But I love the idea of experimenting, and I do it even though sometimes I'm already like, well, this stretch feels pretty good. Sometimes I still experiment with those different options because why not? Our bodies might feel a little bit different on a day-to-day basis, on a month-to-month basis. Something that has been working for us for a long time might feel even better in a different position. So you just never know. Always up for a little bit of experimenting. All right, let's gently undo and we'll switch it. So show me your left palm and we'll grab these fingers and pull them back. And on the other side, I did this as well, which is my right thumb kind of pushing against the top of my left hand. And that felt like I could use that as leverage also to pull my fingers back a little bit more. So if that works for you, you might play around with that, try that out too. And then bend or straighten your arm, or if this doesn't really make a huge difference for you, I feel like on this side, it doesn't make as much of a difference as my first side, but it still feels pretty good. So I'm gonna continue the movement. Good. And then always in terms of like how deep you go, I don't know, it really depends on the day, but I would say ride your edge if you can. And that edge is ever changing. So you back off, of course, when you need to back off. And then when your body is some days more willing, you maybe push it a little bit farther. All right. And then from this place, we'll gently let go. Let's switch it to our thumb. So just grabbing a hold of our thumb, pulled back. And for me, this is already really aggressive, just pulling my thumb back. So I'm gonna hang out for a little bit, but feel free to do any sort of experimentation on your own of bending and straightening out your arm, or even giving yourself more resistance. I feel like I'm well aware that I'm not pulling my thumb back that much, but I feel kind of a lot already. So I'm good here. I feel it right through just this general area, the butt of my palm. And we'll hang out here for 4, for 3, for 2, good, for 1, nice. Let's gently release. Do a quick couple of circles like you did earlier in both directions. And then we'll do a quick couple of flicks. Yep. Next one, let's move into our tabletop. So nice and easy. Find yourself in your tabletop. And let's work on strengthening our wrists just a little bit here. So we have our conventional place, which is hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Perfect. Let's do a couple of circles. So I have just a slight bend in my arms, still push your chest away. And let's do some clockwise circles just to feel how our wrists respond. Do 4 of them total. When we kind of test the edge, go a little bit farther beyond neutral. And let's go the other direction. Once you've finished your 4, go counterclock. Yep. Continue to hollow out your chest. Continue to pull your navel in tight. That's right. Good. And then from here, let's take these fingers out to the right, to the left. Same deal. Let's take clockwise circles 4 times. And just notice the changes might be quite subtle, right? But we're hopefully, once you finish your 4, go the other direction. We're hopefully just getting our wrists, our fingers, our forearms even, more familiar with these different positions so that we're ready just in case we never ever need to access them. All right. And let's go fingers facing us. So palms face down, soft part of your elbow facing out. And then same deal, let's find some circles, 4 of them clock. Yup, perfect. Continue to hollow out your chest, stay strong in your core. Once you finish your 4, go the other direction, counterclock for 4. For 3, nice. For 2. For 1. Okay, so our fingers are still facing us. Let's see if we can start to walk these knees in a little bit closer. And then maybe if you have access, remember it's super easy to dump right here in your chest. So continue to relax your shoulders back, open up through your chest. Maybe if you have a little bit of access, you start to shift your body weight into your left knee a little bit and stomp your right foot. Now usually we have our fingers facing out to the side. This time our fingers are facing us. We're in a little bit of a crunchier position, but see if you can plant your right foot on top of your right palm and give yourself any sort of massage that you see fit. This is probably the most uncomfortable massage we will ever do for ourselves. But play around with it again. Maybe today you want to stay still. Some days you want to move around with it. I'm going to stay still actually. In this place, it feels pretty good to me. And we'll be here for just 4 counts. Hold for 4. Idea to straighten out our fingers just a little bit more. For 3, yes. For 2, good. for 1. And then gently, gently walk your right foot off of your right hand. Return to your right knee. Let's switch. Shift your body weight into your right side and then pick up your left foot. Maybe you can bring it, crawl it on top of your left hand. Oof. And feel if you want to move around or if you want to find just that one spot where you apply a bit more weight. Hang out there or walk it around. Maybe you can even move your upper body around and see what feels a little bit better or gives you a bit more stretch. Give yourself as much weight as you can, right? Meaning for me, I feel like my fingers as of late have really not wanted to straighten. So I'm going to apply as much pressure as I can manage just so that I can feel a little bit straighter and keep my range of motion at least in my fingers. We'll hang out here just for 4. We're coming down soon. For 3, nice. For 2. For 1, perfect. Let's gently walk this left foot off and return to your left knee. And we'll simply return to our conventional tabletop. And from here, send your right arm up high toward the ceiling just for a little twist, right? Open up through your chest, send your right arm up and out. And exhale. Thread. So bend your right arm and we'll only go halfway. So once your right arm slides and your right forearm is touching the floor, let's walk up our knees again. So right forearm is on the floor. Let's bring our left knee on top. Do a little bit of a forearm massage for ourselves. This to me feels actually a lot nicer than any of the finger stuff we can do. So move it around, or if you want to stay put in one spot, that is always super perfect as well. Spend some time here. Check as you're doing this kind of aggressive massage. Check in with your shoulders as well. See if they're spiked up to your ears. Relax them down and see if you can allow, best you can, your muscles to soften, to relax, to enjoy the massage. And we'll be here just for 4 counts. For 4. Your hips don't have to be on your heels, by the way. I just happen to have moved it so everything is pretty compact. For 2. For 1. Good. Gently, gently start to walk your knees off of your forearm. And push into your left palm. Let's open up our chest once again. Reach your right arm up. Lift, lift, lift. And return your right hand all the way back down. So switch your sides here. Take an inhale. Send your left arm up. Go lift. Really think length as you twist. Reach your left arm all the way up. Open up your shoulder. Open up your chest. Good. From here, thread. Bend your left arm, and we'll only again thread halfway. So once you slide your left forearm down against the floor, start to walk up your knees, and your right knee goes on top of your forearm. Do whatever movement, circles, right, left, forward, back that you'd like to take. Whatever gives you the best massage is perfect. Remember, you can also find stillness. Check in with your shoulders. I find that if I don't do a quick scan, my shoulders are oftentimes all the way up, hiked to my ears, and I don't even realize it. So just a quick scan is perfect, just so that you're aware of what's happening too. Good. We'll be here for just a little bit longer. Remember, staying still is always a wonderful option to take. You do not always have to be in motion. Just like today, this beautiful gift we've been given, the snow. We don't always have to be in motion. We can be sitting there reading a book, watching some TV, whatever it is that gives us joy, taking a nap. For 4 here. For 3, good. For 2. For 1, really nice. Start to walk your knees off of your forearm, push into your right palm, And then give yourself that twist again. I always think when I twist, by the way, find some length really before I let myself twist. Reach your left arm up, reach, reach, reach. Sometimes a crack. And gently lower your left hand back down to the floor. Good, we'll take ourselves all the way down to the floor. However you'd like to get there, you can, if you totally want to, come onto your knees, hug your arms, elbows in close, and then bring yourself down very slowly. And then from here, we'll give our elbows, our arms a little bit of a break. Not a break, a little bit of range of motion action. So let your arms just kind of float down by your sides with your palms facing down, right? Palms facing down. From here, pike your hips up. So I'm going to tuck my toes in and lift my hips up into the air. Roll over to your left a little bit and take your straight right arm, slide it underneath your body. Right? Your palm is facing down. Think of getting your entire arm underneath. Once you flatten out your 5 fingers, shift a little bit. I'm going to shift weight into my right knee over to my right side. And then slide my left arm underneath as well. Think about your whole left arm underneath. All right, so you have both arms underneath as close as possible. Spread your 10 fingers out wide and then gently allow your weight to go heavy over. Bring your chin to the floor and just take a rest here. The cool thing about this particular position is that once you've set yourself in place, simply staying in that place, letting your arms feel completely straight with the heaviness of your upper body over, letting your 10 fingers spread wide, your palms flat against the floor, letting that happen, and letting, of course, both of those things happen at the same time. It also feels, just in case you have any like wrist issues, probably being in this position is highlighting them. So for me, my right wrist has been bothering me as of late, and being in this position where my or both arms, but in particular for me, my right arm has to be completely straight against the floor. My wrist does feel particularly bothered by it. And maybe you have like a similar feeling in a different area where you already know you have a bit of an injury or something, a dull ache, and this is simply highlighting it. If this is something that is manageable and you'd like to continue to move off of it, tuck your toes in and shift your body weight forward so you almost feel like your weight's a little bit in your shoulders, right? As if you can push your shoulders down into the floor. Keeping your chin down, relax your left leg completely. Send energy out through your right toes, point them. Thigh up off of the floor. Maybe you pick up your entire right leg up off of the floor. Send energy out through your toes. I mean, this is just an option. You are simply adding upon that initial setup. And then gently lower your right leg back down and completely relax it, right? Once it's down there, relax it completely. Now energize through your left leg. Engage so much, your left kneecap lifts up off of the floor, your thigh lifts up off of the floor. Then continue to send energy out through your toes as you pick your left leg up off of the floor. And as you do so, almost feel like a teeter-tottering situation where your shoulders press down, your leg lifts up. Good. Gently release. And then gently release out your arms. So roll over to your left side, free out your right arm. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that crack. And then roll over to your right, free out your left arm. I'm gonna save it for you. Let's see if it cracks. Did you hear that? It's so crunchy. It's really bad. All right, since we're here on the floor already, we'll give our elbows, our arms a little bit of a break. Clearly my fingers need all the help they can get, but we'll move on to a little bit of chest, shoulders. so funny. Okay, so we're still lying on the floor. Let's take this left arm and get it completely straight out to this side. All right, so left arm completely straight out to this side. We'll take our right hand close to our chest and then really reach these fingers as long as they can go, meaning your chest is not hiked up. I'm exaggerating, nobody looks like this, but sometimes there's just that bit of a space that sort of gets a little bit larger as we push if we don't actually crawl our fingers out farther. So best you can, you crawl your left fingers out, your right palm is close with your chest, and start to tilt over to your left-hand side. Your right leg might just flop over, or you can do whatever feels natural to you. If you are having to push a ton into your right palm, meaning everything is lifted up off of the floor, drop your left shoulder, check in with your left side chest. All right, once you're here, in your initial place, maybe you just hang out here, check in with your shoulder, check in how this feels on your left side, shoulder, chest. If this feels okay, right, and you want to add a little bit more, take a full deep inhale. And on your exhale, see if you can push into your right palm and create just a little bit more of a stretch. So it is not going to be this very aggressive movement. It's going to be a small nudge of your right palm into the floor to encourage that stretch to deepen along your left-hand side. So very, very subtle, very small, big highlighted stretch. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale. And on your exhale, you might push into your right palm just a little bit more. Good. I'm going to continue on here. If you like this place, you feel a lot of stretch in your left-hand side and you like this place, stay. Always these different options. You stay wherever you'd like, right? Whatever offers you something that feels good, feels maybe challenging, or feels maybe just perfect, exactly what you need. Take that option. If you would like to, this next option may be not too super comfortable, all right? I'm gonna mentally just have you prepared there. You might take your right arm and start to float it back. So we did those like shoulder circles earlier. You have a lot of rotation here. You might take this right arm and float it back. Now, as you float it back, you might take your bottom set of fingers, right? You can still see those in the screen. And then face your left top of hand toward the floor. So now your fingers can face up, right? They're reaching for your right fingers as you start to tilt even farther. Now, I will already mention that this gentle rotation over is a big ask for your left shoulder. So still, I want you to be careful for it. You know where I'm headed with this, which is getting these fingers to meet, but be careful. If somewhere along the way your body is like, no, then you also respect it and stop. And sometimes if your body is willing, the stars oftentimes just have to align. You might grab a hold of your fingers. Again, this is a very big ask for your left shoulder. So you respect what your body is giving you today. And wherever you are, we'll hang out here for just 4 more counts. All right, breathe through it, especially if you're in kind of a deeper position than you normally find yourself in, which is maybe for all of us, basically. I do not do this on a daily basis. I'll fully admit to that. All right, just breathe right through it. One more breath. Okay, in through your nose. And truly the exhale is where you make the difference. You soften your body. Feel your body perhaps more willing to accept where you've planted it. Wonderful. All right. Sometimes getting in is difficult, but getting out is kind of difficult too. So, I'm joking, that's fine. You release your fingers if you found them. And then gently, I will say though, reverse it. So, return back to the floor. So your chest is on the floor. And we'll do one more thing though. So this was kind of a relatively mild one. You know, grabbing the fingers is like a different story, but it's fairly mild, right? With your arm out to a T. We'll do the left arm at a 90-degree angle. I'm gonna scoot over so you can see. So still your left elbow is an extension out, right? Parallel with your shoulder. And it's easy for this left side to pop up off of the floor. So we're just gonna do the best we can to keep it on the floor. And we have this 90-degree angle, you can see it, palm flat. And then same deal, your right palm will come close. And notice as you shift over, it's very natural for your left side to pop up off of the floor. So if you can, start to just slide this left arm over a little bit. That might be helpful to kind of eliminate that natural lift of your left-hand side. Okay, allow your head to rest. Your left side, best you can, planted on the floor. And then use your right palm to push. And you'll notice almost right away that the amount your chest is open is quite a bit less, right? You've reduced that range of motion by quite a lot. And that's perfect. Your right palm close with your chest. You push into the floor just as much as you see fit. Hopefully this offers you a little bit of a different stretch in your chest. And you just breathe right here. For me, my right foot, this top foot doesn't even hit the floor, right? I'm not kind of open as much as I was with the straight arm. But take your time here. And with every breath, if you can manage a little bit more, right? That's a if only. You push into your palm every exhale. But you'll notice again, each time you push into the floor, it's a very little push, but a very big stretch that you start to feel in your left-hand side. So definitely take your time, and it is normal for when you push just a little bit for you to experience a whole bunch of bit on your left-hand side. So completely normal. Just breathe into it best you can. You have 4 counts here. Feel free at any point in time to close down your eyes, right? Sometimes just the ability to take away additional visual stimulation is really helpful in letting your body just feel and soften in. Good, we'll just take one breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your nose. So good. All right, gently, let's return. Nice. And then we'll continue on with, we've been working out this left arm. We're gonna continue with this left arm. Let's see, how are we gonna do this? Extend your right arm in front of you and then roll over to your right hand side just a little bit. All right, so our right arm is extended, you roll over to your right side, so you're hanging out on your right side body. Take your left arm and your elbow close facing your hip. You're gonna start to crawl your fingers up your back. All right, crawl. Your left fingers up toward your right shoulder. Your left elbow faces down toward your left hip. You crawl your left fingers all the way up toward your right shoulder. Right, and then once you've reached your initial point of resistance, spread your 5 fingers out wide, your palm flat, and slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Slowly. And the reason is, generally speaking, we want to move slowly in any of our transitions, but even more so in this one, when you move slowly, you're less likely to lose all of that work that you put into getting your left fingers up to your right shoulder. All right, so once we're there, bend up your legs real quick. And if you have access to do so, you'll start to do some windshield wiping of your knees to get your hips to go farther away from you. So really your left arm doesn't change much. Your left elbow's still hanging out at your left hip, and it's your hips that move farther away from you, your left fingers naturally go maybe up your shoulder because your shoulder is coming down towards your fingers. At some point in time, there will be no more distance for you to travel, right? You've gone to your maximum place. Perfect. Check in, you feel it out. Your 5 fingers are still spread out wide underneath. Take a moment to relax your left shoulder. Breathe. From this place, this right arm, we'll bend it and see if we can match our fingers. Maybe they match, maybe they don't. It's no problem. And then if you can find a way to let your head help you, you might find that the weight of your head over your right forearm area gives you a really nice right tricep stretch. I've mentioned this before. Sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't. So not to worry if today you're not really finding that tricep stretch. It's totally fine. Anytime you make a change, whether it's the shifting of your hips farther away from you or it's reaching your fingers closer to each other, make that change and then pause. Right? Making the change is awesome, but giving yourself that time to find stillness and let your body experience that change. Breathe into that change. Then our body remembers. Our body can actually take that change, remember it. So the next time you approach this place, hopefully, it feels more familiar. And you're able to reach this point maybe a little bit faster. Now that we have probably all found some moments of stillness, we'll take 4 more breaths, slow and steady. Use these breaths to scan your body, see if there are places that are tense that we can afford to relax. Two more breaths here. Check in with your left shoulder. Check in with your low back. Soften, soften. Your next breath, start to free out your right arm. So that's the top arm. Allow it to go straight. And if your legs are still bent, great. If your left leg is straight, go ahead and bend it so you can push sole of your foot into the floor. Roll yourself back onto your right side body and gently free out your left arm. Take out any circles, shapes, whatever you need to do to bring life back into your arm. And again, this is another instance where we straightened out our fingers. When I told you my fingers are real crunchy, listen to this. There it goes again. I tell you, every single time I straighten now, when I unstraighten, when I bend them again, there's the crunch. I can count on it. All right. When you are finished with all of those things, let's return to our bellies and we'll do the other side. So our right arm extended out best we can. And you'll notice, again, this right side will want to pop up off of the floor like real easily. So I like to at least show you, just crawl my fingers out best I can a little bit farther away from me. All right, and then use your left side, your left hand to gently push yourself over. And then do any sort of crawling that you need to do anywhere along the way. So that's, again, another reason I like to move a little bit slower. I can make adjustments along the way.
And then maybe you let your left foot kind of hang out back behind you. Your left hand is here close with you to make any sort of gentle nudges into the floor to give yourself a deeper stretch. And then hang out here. You feel that stretch, yes, in your right hand side, your shoulder, your chest area. Sometimes, when all the things align, I even get a really nice little twist, little cracking in my spine. That feels good. All right, this one is maybe the one that gives you a little bit of access, range of motion. If you would like to try, right, you don't have to. You can pick your left hand up off of the floor and start to circle it back just like we did earlier in our little shoulder circles. And the guy that's on the floor, right, this right hand, if you want to, right, again, you don't have to. You can flip it such that the top of your hand is facing the floor and now your fingers are reaching up, hoping maybe to meet your top set of fingers. And then find that rotation. Sometimes it's a blind grab. You're like, where are you, fingers? I, of course, have the benefit of looking at this video, so I was more easily able to grab. And especially if it's your very first time reaching for your fingers, it is definitely going to feel like, where are they? So not to worry. Just kind of continue to flutter them about, never forcing ourselves into this place. Again, always just seeing what happens little bit at a time. My left sole of foot is planted into the floor. This offers me some stability. And then just check in, maybe if you can remember the sensations of the first side, see how this compares. I think with this type of stretch, even though it's a little bit milder compared to the next two that we're doing, it's still fairly deep such that it would offer us information, right? Oftentimes it's information that we already know, so it's just reinforcing like any injuries and such. But it's always just helpful to kind of make a mental note, whether it's the comparison of right to left, or it's just a comparison of itself to itself from the last time we ventured into this territory. Okay, let's just take one more breath here, in through your nose. And exhale out. Really soften. I almost feel like my both butt cheeks can make their way down to the floor. Good. And then let's gently undo. So take your time exiting out, even though it's milder than the next two, still fairly deep. Let's gently unravel that, and we'll move into our next one. So, as you look at your right arm, your right elbow sticks out from your shoulder. You have this beautiful 90-degree angle. Even easier with this bent arm for this right side to lift a lot, right, as you push into your left palm. So just to make note of that, and as you slowly move over to your right hand side, see if you can make any adjustments. So as I move, I'm going to maybe start to crawl my right elbow out a little bit farther. And you make these adjustments as you see fit, right? And then for me, I don't go very far. This is pretty much where I land. This is my initial place. And then just take your time. Use your left palm. Push it into the floor as much as you see fit. And again, notice for me at least, my left foot is not hitting the floor at all. I'm simply not twisted enough. I'm simply not open enough. So wherever you've landed is perfect. So we're going for that stretch through our chest, shoulder, and you just stay active with it as you breathe. If there are any places you can soften, you soften. If there is any room for you to go a little bit deeper, maybe you take that opportunity. Nice full deep breaths here. Good, we'll just take one more breath in through your nose. Exhale out. Beautiful. Good, gently, gently, let's unwind. And we'll continue to work this right arm. So extend your left arm forward. And let's see. We'll take this right arm back behind us. Bend our arm and crawl your right fingers up toward your left shoulder. Usually we would have done this lying on our side, but maybe this actually gives us, this is another experimentation, maybe just lying on your front body actually helps you get your fingers up toward your left shoulder more easily. If you find that not to be the case, totally lie over onto your left side and see what happens as you crawl your fingers up toward your left shoulder. All right. At some point in time, you will meet your max. All right. And then once you're there, spread your 5 fingers out wide and then gently, 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 gently lower your upper body weight over your arm. Good. I love finding this place because basically you've locked yourself into place. Your right arm is not going anywhere. It's the rest of your body that shifts away while your right arm remains in the same position. So bend up your legs and do a little bit of windshield wiping if your body is okay with it. When you windshield wipe, remember it's a very functional thing. You are actively scooting your butt away from you, right? So your fingers stay in that same place. You're moving your hips farther and farther away. You're scooting your shoulder down toward your fingers. Good. And even with this, at some point in time, you're going to meet that resistance where your body's like, okay, we're done. And then you can hang out there. All right. If this works for you, your left arm, bend it. And see if you can meet your fingers down below. Maybe you meet them. Maybe you don't. See what happens. And if you have the ability to make this work, we try. You can get the weight of your head over your left forearm in such a way that maybe you get a nice little tricep stretch, left side. Now scan your body, especially once you've made some change. You take some rest, you take some pause, you take some stillness. Maybe you close down your eyes. For a lot of us, our right arm is the dominant side. So it is normal for this side, our right shoulder, to feel relatively uncomfortable, for these sensations to feel relatively unpleasant. Make use of your breath. So every exhale, maybe you can relax a little bit deeper. Maybe you extend your legs straighter. On the first side, it seemed more natural for me to keep my legs bent. But here it kind of feels nice just to straighten out my legs. You can try both, see what works a little bit better. And then just notice also, I mentioned just very briefly, check out your low back. Oftentimes when we are in a position where it's a little bit deeper, our stretch is a little bit more aggressive, the biggest tell is that our low back sort of seizes up in defense. So notice if that is the case right now. Best you can. It's sometimes not a command response reaction. It's more like a, oh, I have noticed that my low back is a little bit tense at the moment. See what we can do with every breath, every exhale, to gently let it relax, calm it down. Good. We're here for just another couple of breaths. Check in with your right shoulder, see if there is room to soften. Check in with your left shoulder. Maybe it's tensed up as you have your left elbow lifted. And this is kind of weird, but even check in with your glutes. If there's any tension there. Maybe it's acting in a defensive fashion just like our low back tends to. Relax it. We'll take one more deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your nose. Good, good, good. All right, so let's gently free out this left arm. Good. And then from here, if your legs are straight, bend up at least your right leg. Use the sole of your foot to help push your back onto your left-hand side. And then slowly free out your right arm. Do what you need to do. And if your fingers are a little bit not super happy with you as of late, all that straightening out will be good for it, but it won't be happy. So take your time to do any flicks of your fingers, any shakes of your wrists, any movement that works for you. Good. And we'll return onto our belly. Ugh. Okay, from here, let's bring these hands just to either side, wider than your shoulders, but kind of maybe in line, maybe in front of your shoulders just a little bit. And we'll lift our chest up off of the floor. So take an inhale, press into your strong fingers, lift. And on your exhale, let's just dip this left shoulder down. Yeah. Let it melt. Good. And then inhale, come back up through center. And then let your right shoulder melt. Let it gently push forward. Again. Inhale, push into your both sets of fingers. You're straight through center. Let your left shoulder melt. Yes, yes, yes. And gently undo, lift center, and let your right shoulder go melt. Good. Inhale, come through center. We'll give ourselves a quick hug. So, lower yourself back to the floor. Once your hands are relatively close to you, push into both palms, lift your chest up. And then let's thread this left arm through, right? And then thread your right arm through. So your right arm just in front of your left. And as much as you can, think of separating your elbows out to the sides. Grab onto your opposite shoulders. Hang out here. If you're like directly on your elbows, this will not feel super good. See if you can then take your palms out to the right, to the left, and crawl your fingers out a little bit more, and then give yourself a hug. From here, just let your chin dip. Allow the weight of your upper body to go heavy. And maybe by simply letting your weight go heavy, you're able to scoot these elbows out a little bit more. Actually, I think you'll have to straighten out your arms and then rebend them. So hang out here. Nice little hug for yourself. Hold for 4. Use every breath, exhale it out. Hold for 3. Soften, soften. Maybe reach for more of your blades. Hold for 2. One more. Good. And then gently release. Lift your chin up off of your arms. Lengthen, straighten out your arms. And bring your hands back through center where you had them. Push yourself up, go lift, chest up. Thread your right arm through, thread your left arm forward of your right. Good. Since you already know where we're headed, I'm a little lopsided over to my right now, but we want to kind of get square best we can. Crawl your fingers as much out to the right, to the left as you can. And then once you're there, give yourself a hug, well deserved. And let your chin rest over. If you find that once you're melted in this position that you can go a little bit deeper, meaning you can separate your elbows a little bit farther, give yourself that little adjust. Maybe one arm at a time. Maybe you're done with adjusting for the day. I get it. You can stay right there, it's perfect. We'll be here for 4 breaths. Simply allow your body to be. Check even here. Any tension in your glutes, your hips. Soften, soften. Couple more breaths. In through your nose. Exhale out. One more time in through your nose. Exhale out. Good. Your next inhale. Let's gently free these arms. So straighten them out. Lift your chin up. Return your hands just on either side. Lift your chest up. And lift yourself all the way up. Use your strong core. Pull your navel in tight. Find yourself in a little kneeling position. Hips on heels. Perfect. Take an inhale here. Lift these long arms up high toward the ceiling. Feels like we did some stuff with these arms today. Exhale. Open arm twist to your right. Go twist. From here, keep your right arm extended. Take your left hand just outside of your right thigh, and we'll take another breath. So inhale, lift. Feel like I'm pulling you up toward the ceiling. And stay super tall. Exhale, use the leverage of your left hand, pulling on your thigh to twist a little bit deeper. Good, let's untwist. Inhale, arms go all the way up high toward the ceiling. Open arm twist to your left. Go twist. You're so, so tall. Good, and we'll stay here. Lower your right hand down, outside left thigh. And again, on your inhale, as if I'm pulling you up toward the ceiling. Get tall, get lifted. Exhale. Push right hand against thigh. Pull right hand against thigh. Whatever you think of it to give you leverage to twist a little bit deeper. Good. Let's untwist. Inhale, arms go all the way up high. Give me one cactus. Chest up, elbows out. Broaden out through your front body. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, arms go all the way up high. Push it out right, left. Lower it all the way down. So nice today. Thanks for working it out with me. I feel like this week we've been very hip opening driven, so we did a lot more upper body stuff today. Hope you feel a little bit open in your shoulders, in your chest, and that you are able to relax a little bit more for the rest of this Sunday evening. Good to see you. Again, my name is Jen, and have a great rest of your Sunday night, of course. And if you're around tomorrow morning, we just have a quick core starburst at 9 a.m. So maybe I'll see you there. All right, stay cozy, stay bundled, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye, Shauna.